Case summary: Kennedy v. Louisiana, 2008 was a landmark United States Supreme Court case concerning the constitutionality of imposing the death penalty for the crime of child rape when the victim did not die. Background facts: Kennedy, the petitioner, was charged and convicted in Louisiana state court for the aggravated rape of his 8-year-old stepdaughter. The case involved a statutory provision that allowed for the death penalty in cases of child rape, even though the victim did not die. Parties involved: petitioner, plaintiff, Patrick Kennedy, respondent, defendant, State of Louisiana. Arguments in the court case: Kennedy argued that imposing the death penalty for child rape violated the Eighth Amendment's prohibition against cruel and unusual punishment. He contended that the severity of the penalty was disproportionate to the crime, especially considering that the victim survived and there was no loss of life. Louisiana argued that the penalty was justified as a deterrent against the most heinous of crimes, particularly those involving children. Final outcome and law justification: the Supreme Court, in a 5-4 decision, ruled that imposing the death penalty for the crime of raping a child where the victim did not die violated the Eighth Amendment's ban on cruel and unusual punishment. The majority opinion, written by Justice Anthony Kennedy, reasoned that the death penalty should be reserved for crimes that take a life, and that evolving standards of decency in society did not support the use of capital punishment in such cases. Law justification: the decision rested on several key legal principles: Eighth Amendment, prohibition against cruel and unusual punishment, evolving standards of decency. The court considered whether there was a consensus among states and within society that the death penalty was appropriate for non-homicidal crimes. Proportionality: the punishment must be proportionate to the severity of the crime committed. Key concept: implications. The case established that the death penalty cannot be applied to crimes where a victim does not die, emphasizing the sanctity of life in the application of capital punishment. Key lessons: limitations on capital punishment. Courts will scrutinize the proportionality of punishment in relation to the severity of the crime. Evolving standards: the decision reflects evolving societal views on the appropriate use of the death penalty.